Hey guys, this is dialogue practice with Miss Hay. Dialogue shows when someone is speaking. You add quotation marks around the dialogue at the beginning of what is being said and at the end. You add punctuation inside of the quotation marks. Dialogue can be at the beginning of a sentence, like in, "I'm starving," moaned my sister. See how there's quotation marks around what she said? Dialogue can be in the middle of a sentence, like in, "My friend shouted, 'Ready or not, here I come,' as she ran away." Do you see the quotation marks around "ready or not, here I come"? Notice that they're only around what the person is saying, not around anything else in the sentence. Dialogue can be at the end of a sentence. The teacher whispered, "Be quiet." See the quotation marks? And dialogue can be broken within a sentence. "Since you didn't eat your dinner," my grandma scolded, "you will not get any dessert." Do you see how there are two separate sections, but it's the same sentence? These are what quotation marks look like. So when we do our next practice, we're going to add those around the beginning and the end of what was being said. Here's your paper. Quotation marks belong at the beginning and the end of what words a person speaks. Example, the teacher asked, "Are you a buyer or a packer?" The student answered, "I am a buyer." Can you see how there are quotation marks around what was said? Let's try some practice. Directions. Each sentence is missing quotation marks and a comma. Add where needed. So commas are going to go after it says something like, "My mother said," comma, and then the quotation marks around what was said. So let's practice. My brother asked, "Will you help me with this?" Asked with a comma and quotation marks, and then all around, "Will you help me with this?" The umpire yelled, "Safe." That's what he said. He said safe. The students asked, "May I sharpen my pencil?" "May I sharpen my pencil" should have quotation marks around it with a comma in the front. My sister said, "You can play with me." Quotation marks around what she said. She said, "You can play with me." There's a comma in front. The crowd yelled, "Surprise!" Surprise gets quotation marks. Now, whenever I'm doing these, I like to draw lines under what was said. I think it's helpful. If you think it's helpful too, you can also put lines under. All right, second section. Directions. The following sentences are missing quotation marks as well as commas and capitalization. Add where needed. So now we're adding quotation marks, commas, and capital letters if we need one. Number 1, the boy said, "My name is Chad." Okay, there's our comma and our quotations from what was said. My name is Chad. We also need a capital M. The doctor asked, "What does not feel well?" Here's what he asked. What does not feel well? And we need to have a capital in the front, a capital W. My dad asked, "What time is it?" Dad was saying, "What time is it?" And the capital we need is with the W. My mom said, "It's time for bed." What mom said was, "It's time for bed," so there's where our quotation marks go. And we need a capital I. Number 5, the children screamed, "The ice cream truck is coming." Since that's what they said, we put quotation marks around it with a capital T. All right, here's your second page of quotation mark practice. Kind of the same. It says quotation marks belong at the beginning and the end of words a person speaks. Examples. "What time is it?" asked my friend. "It's 9:15, I replied. Can you see how there are quotation marks from what was being said around the dialogue? Directions. The following sentences are missing quotation marks. Add quotation marks where needed. Number 1, "I will help you," answered the child. I will help you. That's what was said. Number 2, "We won the game," screamed the winning team. We won the game. Number 3, "You may sharpen your pencil," said the teacher. You may sharpen your pencil. "Are you okay?" asked the girl. "Are you okay?" gets quotation marks. "Happy birthday!" yelled the class. Quotes around happy birthday. Second section, directions. The following sentences are missing quotation marks as well as other punctuation marks. Add where needed. So we're going to have to add quotation marks around the dialogue and then probably either a comma or a period or question mark or an exclamation mark at the end of the sentence that's being spoken. So let's see if we can figure this out. Number 1, punctuation is taking vacation, said the teacher. Here's what she said. Punctuation is taking a vacation, and we put a comma in there because that was her whole sentence. That's what she said. "My stomach hurts," mumbled the boy. We put quotation marks around what was said. My stomach hurts. and we had a comma at the end. Now, if you were going to write "my stomach hurts" just as a sentence on its own without being a dialogue, it would get a period. But since this is dialogue, we put a comma at the end of it. We only put other punctuation like question marks and exclamation marks if they need it. A period is going to be a comma in this case. "How many cookies can I have?" asked the boy. Now that's going to be an example of a question. How many cookies can I have? Asked the boy. See how there's a question mark? "Watch out!" yelled my friend. You wouldn't put a period there, you'd put an exclamation mark. Remember, do you see how the exclamation mark goes inside the quotes? Number 5, make sure your name is on the paper, said the teacher. That would just be a statement, just gets a period, so we would put a comma at the end. Okay, I hope that was helpful. I hope that you're practicing writing some dialogue. This week when you're doing your writing, maybe you can try to add some dialogue in. Add some quotation marks. Don't forget to put your comma in or your punctuation if you need it. And if you have any questions, you can always ask me. Thanks. Have a good week.